Hey everybody, it's Chase with American Vintage Adventures again, and today I am coming to you from the home office because there is a lot of news breaking about Universal and some stuff about Disney, and I just wanted to come on and talk about it and to also let you know that you might see a couple of less videos from me over the next week because I am about to be on a 8-day trip to Universal Studios and to Walt Disney World to film loads and loads of content to share with you guys. And it's just kind of hard because I film and I edit. So it's a little bit hard to try to be there and edit and put out videos ahead of time. And so I got a couple that'll come out for you guys. So if you see that there's, maybe I don't get one out on a Sunday like normal or something like that, there's nothing wrong. It's just because I'm down there filming a whole lot more content for you, and I am excited about it. But without any further talk, let's get started here. It is a big deal for me. What was just announced at Universal Studios. I mean, we already knew that the Dark Universe was coming, but to get the final kind of announcement and everything, to me, that's one thing. Universal's kind of like hit or miss on the announcements with Epic Universe because it's like the worst kept secret in the world. But I don't care because I'm so excited about it. And the Dark Universe, you're liable to have to pry me out of there. We've got the Frankenstein's Monster Castle going on. We've got a Wolfman ride. We've got plenty of expansion. So maybe later we get a Creature of the Black Lagoon ride, all kinds of stuff. I am super excited. If you guys know, I have made horror movies and films for the past 15 plus years. I have another channel, AV Pop Culture, where I talk movies and physical media. So, I've got a kinship with all of the legacy stuff with Universal and the horror, the tradition of horror with Universal Studios. And I am so glad to see all that have new life breathed into it, including this new show that's down there. I mean, it's basically built around the legacy stuff. You got Ghostbusters and King Kong and Jaws and Back to the Future. All the stuff that we still love that has made Universal so great. And I am so excited to get down there. When I'm recording this, when is it? It is actually Friday night, June the 21st. I'm not sure which day you're going to see this, but I am headed down on June the 23rd, Sunday morning, June the 23rd, and I'll be down there for 8 days, like I said. And, that's where I'll be, and I'll be filming, and I can't wait to see this new nighttime show there. They brought the castle show back at Islands of Adventure, and while that's cool, and it's something else to do, and I love everything, a lot of the stuff that Universal's doing. I can't wait for the Legacy show, and I cannot wait for Halloween Horror Nights. Lots of announcements going on that. We have all but 3 of our houses coming in. We don't have the final 3 IP houses yet. We do have A Quiet Place, and we have all of the original houses. I think another worst kept secret in the world is that we're definitely going to get a Ghostbusters house. I've known that pretty much for a long time. Universal has signed a 30-year deal to have the Ghostbusters in their parks. So they're going to be licensing them for a long time. I love the Ghostbusters. And I'm excited. I didn't get to go to the last HHN where there was a Ghostbusters house, so I'm super excited to see that. No matter what people thought about the new movie or anything else, Ghostbusters is an iconic brand and an iconic IP, and I am super hyped to see it there at HHN. And I can't wait. We're gonna spend a good week at HHN this year. And I'm going to head over to Mickey's Not So Scary and cover that for you guys. So all of the good stuff coming up. We'll have food and wine coming up here. And the next thing you know, it'll be, like I said, HHN, and it'll be Mickey's Not So Scary. And then it'll be time for Festival of the Holidays and Christmas parties and stuff like that. It's crazy how fast it goes. But right now, I'm super hyped to get down and check out the Tribute store. I mean, it's right up my alley. It's like an old video rental store. It pays homage to the old Universal Legacy stuff again. I mean, they're just getting a lot of things right, a lot of right answers going right now with Universal Studios. And I think that they are on a roll with some of the stuff that I like. And I'm pretty pumped about it. And with Disney, right now that, you know, there's a general sentiment that they've kind of taken a step the wrong way. We spent so much time waiting on Epcot to get finished for Walcott to come down for like 5 years. And we saw all these grand architectural designs and everything. And this is already after they punted on the plans to have a Mary Poppins ride, to have a Beauty and the Beast ride, and all that kind of got pushed away and said, no, well, that was really not going to happen. And then we had all this beautiful art design for the new common areas in Epcot and Communicore Hall, all those things. And it just really didn't come out like that. And I know a lot of people are disappointed. I'm going to be down there soon to see it for myself, and I'll let you guys know my thoughts there. But from what I've seen from other great content creators, I don't know how it took so long to build what's there. And what's there is just kind of more, it's a little underwhelming from what I've seen. I'm going to reserve complete judgment till I've seen it myself. And but right now it's like, man, we need a little bit more for all the time that was invested there. And sort of the same thing, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Like, I loved Splash Mountain. It was one of my favorite rides. It's still the same ride system, but they've changed some things. So it's like things are, they're having a lot of problems and things are breaking down. They kind of underestimated where they might need air conditioning. I've heard stories about people fainting in line and things like that. So I'm hoping that Disney kind of gets some stuff going back the right way, because, you know, we pay a lot of money, you know, as annual pass holders and things like that. So we definitely want to get that going back the right way. I can't wait to go see it for myself. I've seen a lot of the ride throughs like you guys have. I live in Georgia, so, you know, I'm only probably going to get down there about once a month on average for like a short trip by myself to go check out the parks and cover content for you guys. And then we take multiple other big trips. But I'm not always down there when things open right away. So, you know, I've decided I might start doing, you know, some more videos here and there like this where we can just talk about it, because it's hard for me, you know, to get down there more than once every 3 or 4 weeks. But I'm hoping for the best. I don't like the choice of going with just from the outside looking in, I don't like the choice of going with so many screens in the Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And it kind of seems like that, like, where the animatronics are, they just like replace the big bear with the alligator, like in the same spot. So it kind of looks similar going through there. But to me, the absolute biggest, massive, huge, big ball dropping on Tiana's Bayou Adventure is there is no Dr. Facilier. I haven't heard anyone talk about this really. He is an iconic bad guy, right? He is an iconic villain. You love Dr. Facilier. To me, it was just like the no-brainer thing to do with Tiana's Bayou Adventure is to have it be going through there and you're having fun and they're trying to get you to get to Tiana's place for a big party or dinner or what have you. And, you know, you're having fun and you're moving along through there. And then somewhere along the line, Dr. Facilier kind of like does some kind of voodoo and he takes over and it gets a little darker. And that's what he sidetracks you, and that's what sends you up for the big fall. for the big drop. And that's done by Dr. Facilier trying to steer you away. And then at the end, everything comes out all right. And you've got the big celebration at the end anyway. That's how I would have done it. That seemed like the no-brainer. How you do not have someone as iconic as Dr. Facilier in there blows my mind. It really does. But like I said, they have not hired me yet to be an Imagineer. They probably won't if they hear me complaining. I'm not really complaining. I love all this so much. And I'm a creative person. So I'm like, man, Dr. Facilier is awesome, dude. Why is he not in there? If we're going to revamp this thing and do this, let's get Dr. Facilier in there. And that's exactly, and that would have been a clear-cut story. You're trying to go to a party, a dinner party or whatever it is with Tiana. Dr. Facilier hijacks it, sends you over the falls, but everything comes out okay at the end and you end up at the party anyway. Clear-cut story. I'm hearing a lot of complaints that the story isn't clear-cut. That would have been clear-cut. It would have got you a great villain in there. And other rides have villains, so you can't say, oh, well, they don't use villains. Captain Hook is in the Peter Pan ride. So they have villains, right? You have the Wicked Witch is at the end of Snow White and Seven Dwarfs still. So the villains still exist in these rides. You've got Barbossa in Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, so Dr. Facilier, that I would have had him in there. That's just me. I'm looking forward to riding it. I'm looking forward to checking out all the new stuff that's out, the new merchandise, the new food. It's going to be weird going to Diet Epcot with no festival going on. So that's going to be a little bit different for this trip. But I'm looking forward to getting down there and covering all things Universal, all things Disney World, all things Horror Nights, upcoming. I mean, we're only about a month or so away, and Mickey's Not So Scary is going to start. So it's that soon. And same thing for Halloween Horror Nights, a behind the scenes tour, lights on tour behind the screams is coming in early August. So we are getting close. We're getting right there. There's so much to do. I can't wait to get down there and check out everything and share it all with you guys. Please let me know in the comments what you would like to see me do, because hey, if I see a good idea, there's something you want to see, I'll make a video on it while I'm there. And if I use your idea, I'll give you a shout out in here and say, hey, thanks for the idea, and get you in there. But until next time, I hope you've enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. It really does help me out. It really helps me grow the channel. It's taken a long time to get to this point. And I just want to keep it growing and reach more people with my love of all things theme parks down here. And you can join the channel if you want to. And a couple dollars a month, we get all kinds of cool extras and shout outs and your name on screen and all kinds of stuff. And, but you don't have to do that to hang around. You can just subscribe and ring that bell and stay a part of the Adventurers Club here and enjoy it. And I know that I do, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, this is Chase with American Vintage Adventures saying have a great AVA day, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye-bye.